My name's Lizzie. Each fortnight or so, I've been bringing along a different origami fold, and it's to encourage you to take some time out for your well-being, time to do something special with no real purpose other than it bringing you joy. And it can be to make something very beautiful for yourself. Maybe after a while you want to make gifts for others as well. So this is the start of a new year for us, and it can often be a very dark time of year in January. And I've been really wanting to share with you this beautiful, beautiful traditional fold. I hope this will lift your spirits. It's a lotus, and I first saw this really in Japan in the Yumetomo project, where there was a room of 50,000 cranes. They were so beautiful, and they were arranged in trees, and the trees had these lotuses on top. And in Buddhism, lotuses have a lot of symbolism. They grow from the depths of the kind of mud in the dark in the lakes, and then you have these beautiful flowers. So I guess that symbolism of hard, difficult, dark times, beauty can emerge from it. And although it doesn't feel like it, difficult times do make us appreciate things a lot. So let's make our own beauty. For this one, it's a real little project, and it's up to you, how you do it exactly. So this one is made using paper which is half the size of origami paper, so rectangles from there, and it produces quite a long flower. I found I preferred this one actually, which is slightly different proportions. Can you see? The wonderful thing with these is they're very robust. This one is particularly tough. It's really lovely, so the flowers you make will really last. So you're also going to need, so you're going to have to cut up paper, you're going to have to get organised. You also need a rubber band. It's a rubber band that keeps it together. So I'm going to guide you through. I hope this will be a really nice project to start the year, or whichever time of year you're in. So I'm going to grab a board first of all, and I will explain how to make this one. But if you prefer this longer flower, then that's using half pieces of origami paper, rectangles, that I will share with you. So for this one, it's using paper that's 7 by 12 in proportion. So it could be 7 by 12 centimeters, but it could be smaller or bigger than that. So they're the proportions. And what you're going to need is to do 12 pink, or it could be yellow, whatever colours you want, and 4 green, which will be the leaves at the base. So that's what you need to do. You need to get cutting those up. You also need, I know it's a bit of a getting organised one, you also need a rubber band. It's the rubber band that will hold it together. So I have been organised, and I've started doing this because I thought you don't want to watch the entire thing. So I've got the rubber band, the example there. So just remember that there. There we go. So I'm going to show you how to fold. So I have already made up most of these, and I will show you how we organise them a bit later on. But I'm first of all just going to show you the folding. So if you think that you've cut your paper 7 by 12, and maybe if we're working on a pink here, I've thought you could all do them all the same pink. I thought this time I'm going to have a go at doing a gradation of colour. So this is first of all just to show you what the fold is, which is very simple. So taking your rectangle, and we're just folding in half, like so. So folding in half, nice clean fold, it's always relaxing, opening it up, and then each corner folding along that halfway line. As I said, this paper could be half a piece of origami paper, but it produces this longer flower, so it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong. And I'm going to do the other side. Probably the one I've made here is a bit more like looks a little bit more like a lily in a way, but they're all good. So I've done both ends, and the same now with bottom. So it should look like this. And all you need to do is take the outside and fold it to the middle line. I'm going to do this a second time so you can be really sure that you know what you're doing. There we go. And then the bottom to the middle, like so. And then your final fold is to fold it back So it's like that, and that will be ready. So I'm going to do this just one more time, just to quickly recap. So your 7 by 12 piece of paper, folding in half in the middle. I hope this can be a really nice way of starting your, maybe your origami year. And the corner here. It's actually been really fun to use a rubber band as well. There's no tucking, it's held in by the rubber band. Maybe there should be some more pieces of origami using that. It makes it very strong, until it breaks, of course. But hopefully that won't be for many years to come. You could use string as well, I would guess. And then bringing the outside to the middle. And of course it becomes very relaxing when you're doing this many. You're doing 16 pieces. By the end you just end up doing it, which is the idea. Right, so it's almost like a little boat like that. So we're going to organise it in 4 kind of batches. I've done some before, but this is what we're going to do. Right. So if you've done 4 green and 12 pink, so each time you're going to do 4 stacks, which are going to have 4 in each of them. So you have first of all a green one, and that's at the bottom. So you've got it in this position, so that's at the bottom. Then you're going to put the next one, pink one, on there. I'm doing a little gradation of colours, so I'm thinking it's going to be the green leaf and then the pink on the outside, and I'm going to go for paler petals as it goes inwards. Next one on top, and then the one that I've just folded. So it's stacking up. I found just while I'm waiting, they'll tend to, if you leave it, it tends to pop open. So maybe with just using for now a little paper clip just to keep it together. There we go. So I've got one more to do as well. So again, just to show you, green, and then stacking on a pink, and another pink. As I said, I'm doing a little bit of gradation today. I've not tried it, so I thought I'd make it more interesting for me. I think it's going to look really pretty. There we go. So I've got 4 stacks here. Let's move these out of the way. So I've got 4 little stacks of these, like so. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take off a paper clip, but keeping hold of them. So I've got one little pile of them. But paper clip, I'm just going to hold it for now, and then I'm going to get the next one. Taking off that paper clip. Obviously, you need to keep them the same way round. So I'm going to stack them up like so. Nice little stripy stack there. Oh, loving these colours. There we go. And then the next one. Like so. And then a final one. So you can see I've got them all the same way round, all lined up. And now to keep them together, which will make it a lot easier, get your rubber band. Get rid of these paper clips now. Get your rubber band. And simply keep going until it's all done. Maybe one more for me. That's definitely it. Oh, it's quite tight. So I'm pushing it so it's in the middle there. And actually I thought it looked rather pretty that in this one you can actually see the rubber band, and it almost looks like the centre then of the flower. So it's looking like this. And it's kind of nice now because I don't have to worry that anything will pop open. I've got this lovely little stack. So this should be halfway down, and I'm just going to start to ease out these, almost kind of like petals in their own right. So I'm just opening it up a little, just so hopefully it's a little bit more like separating them really. All around that band. There we go. It's looking like a flower in its own right. Of course, it looks very different depending which side you're looking. And this pale areas will be the areas that we start with. Actually, this will be the centre of the flower. So it's looking fairly, almost like a little daisy at the moment, isn't it? There we go. Right, the fun begins. So we're going to start with the inside and really just very carefully. You do have to go a bit carefully because it really could sort of tear. Taking each petal, the first layer, and just gently turning it inside out. Hopefully so that stays closed, she says. I think I need to see what I'm doing. So obviously keeping those flaps closed, gently rolling the petal up like so. And that's the beginning, the inside of your flower. So you're going from one to another. And that's it really. It will just lead you through your very final, well, there won't be petals, there'll be the leaves. You don't open up quite as far. But hopefully it should sort of guide itself. There we go. That is it. It's a sort of let it guide itself and just really enjoy going slowly, and I think quite carefully too, because you definitely don't want to tear anything. So slowly easing it, and just keep going that way. I'm not sure whether to show you the whole thing because I think this could take quite a while. Yeah, I just recommend you doing it yourself slowly, carefully, quietly, and enjoying how it will keep emerging. Or maybe just quietly do a little bit more. Maybe you can just watch. But it's not a thing to rush. It's a thing to savour and enjoy the feeling of this. This little bud that's opening and growing. And each one will be a little bit different. As it should be. I'm being gentle and careful with the paper. Almost there for the first layer of petals, but we've got quite a few more to go. Got another 3 of each of the pinks before we're on to the greens as well. I think I'll just show you this inside and keep going. I'd love to see what you've made. I'm on, if you use Twitter, I'm on Twitter at Dr. Lizzie Burns, or on Facebook with Join the Fold, Origami to Beat Boredom. And there we go. And then you can keep going on the next one, and it builds up these gorgeous layers of petals. And it could be a lily, but I think a lotus is such a beautiful thing, and it's such a tough little piece actually, this with the rubber band. So I will leave you there, I think, because you probably don't want to watch me doing this very slowly, but it will emerge. You can see how it emerges, and these final green sort of leaves, leaving them quite open like that, but each one will be different. Happy folding or unfolding at this point, and yeah, wishing you a joy with this too.